Hi, Derek Curtin here, Chairman at the Telecom Council of Silicon Valley. I want to give you a preview of a meeting I'm working on building the content for right now with the team. It's a meeting as part of our IoT forum, and it's a meeting on logistics and the use of logistics as it relates to Internet of Things. Obviously, it's a huge field. It's booming right now, specifically in the industrial Internet of Things, the IoT. I think the reason we're seeing a lot of stuff happening there with respect to IoT development and purchases and businesses is these companies can see rapid ROI versus consumers who aren't as sure about the marketplace for IoT. One of the reasons companies are early adopters and they see this quick ROI is because for decades now, big corporations and companies and people that produce and build things, these organizations have had ERP systems, whether it's from SAP, Oracle, or similar providers. And these ERP, enterprise resource planning systems, are the way that they have managed to move the flow of parts, goods, elements that make up their final product, the staff, the factory, the operations of the factory, the outputs and where they're going. So the whole supply chain is being managed by an intelligence system already for a number of decades. Those systems basically thrive on data. The more data you put into an ERP system, the better it can help you with analytics and the better decisions it can enable you to make. So IoT is a slam dunk perfect fit for companies that are already using ERP because it essentially makes the system they already have better. They don't have to invest in the analytics side or start afresh thinking, what will we do for analytics? They have that. This is just going to give them more data. Like the most obvious example is a company like a car manufacturer who has parts coming in from all around the country and all around the world to make the final product of a car. They need to know where those parts are and they need to arrive at the factory at the right time so they don't stock a whole bunch of inventory. So by tracking the shipping containers and the pallets and the trains, the crane cars that are carrying those parts to the factory, they can get really fresh, up-to-date information on where those parts are. And they know when to send up a red flag, where the problem's coming, and therefore they can increase the efficiency of their factories and overall improve profits. Other things that they can do if you have this great enterprise IoT systems is you can start to say, well, listen, we can store less inventory. If we can manage the flow of goods and the logistics so much better, we can reduce our inventory, and that reduces our carry, our capital costs, and our capital expenditures, once again driving up profits. You can reduce spoilage, and that doesn't just mean if you're an agricultural user or if you're a food processing company who's trying to reduce spoilage of actual food that literally spoil as they come in. It could mean taking a look a few years back. You're a Palm Pilot making Palm Pilots. They had a very notorious problem of having too much inventory from time to time. So if you're more aware of where the inventory is and where you have stockpiles, you can reduce that as much as possible and not end up with a bunch of electronics that are now dated. So there's spoilage in the electronics industry as well in terms of consumers no longer want last year's phone or especially last year's Palm Pilot. You can reduce theft by knowing where things are, knowing where they stopped, knowing where they dropped off the map. You can identify specific locations that you're having problems with shrinkage and theft. You can reduce outages of the factory. If a part doesn't come in, these factories or production facilities need to stop the production of that whole car. If you don't have tires, you can't roll that car out of the factory. So by having just-in-time delivery of all the components, you reduce line stoppages and improve the efficiency once again. So you can see how, in a variety of different cases, IoT is extremely powerful for the industrial space, and in particular, its input into logistics and logistics systems is phenomenal. In our meeting on August 16, we're going to have a case where we look at some people who are using this technology successfully. We're going to review a variety of startups who will present to us, and we're going to have demo tables where you can chat with some of the startups and see their demonstrations live. We're going to get down and dirty with the fourth wave of industrial revolution and industrial IoT on August 16th. Hope to see you there. Thanks.